Hi, I'm David Weegenaar. Welcome to my YouTube chess channel. Today's date is the 23rd of March 2018, and as I say often, doesn't time fly? And everyone says that. There's nothing new under the sun. So here we go. This is a game I almost lost on the 22nd of March, so just yesterday morning, on chess.com, which I'm playing a bit more of on there. So here is this game. I almost lost it. My opponent is 2082 rating points on there. So this is the game that I played then, and here it is here. 5 minute, of course, 5 minute chess. So here is the game. E4, E6. D4, D5. Knight D2, the French Tarrasch. Usually, unless black plays something odd. Normal moves here are once I find the platform for the mouse are C5, Knight F6, Bishop E7, B6, Knight C6, and A6 even. A6 is a move here for black. But we all know by now that I play F5 here. And so this, I noticed the opponent did spend a few seconds on this that I recall, and played EF5. EF5. Now, as I've mentioned a number of times, I have a rather strong posse for my knight on E4 eventually. Knight G-F3, Knight F6. But it's not a good idea to stick it there straight away. Bishop D3, it's best to develop here. Now if Queen E2, I could opt for a check. I could opt to either play the knight to E4, or I could play Queen E7. But I prefer the former than the latter. Castle, castle, Knight E5. Now, some games I've played C5 here to ask the question of the knight quite quickly, and then of course the pawn can't take because a bishop takes knight, winning a piece. So the usual moves here after that are Knight D F3 and then Knight C6, again to annoy the structure of white's establishment of their knight on E5. So that's the normal one. I've also played this one, which attacks the D pawn as well as the knight at the same time. So I play Knight BD7. Now this is a wee bit cheeky, a bit tricky too. Note that if Bishop F5, okay, then Knight E5, and I'm going to pick the pawn up soon, then this move is almost forced, or this one or the other, and both lines I feel land black in a good position, in a reasonable position, because they're more developed and that so forth. So if here, then I could take this and just get the pawn back that way, or I can take back here. Okay, so that's just a sideline. So I go knight here, and my opponent went Knight D-F3 because my opponent's sensible. Not to say that the other moves aren't nonsensical or sensible, but anyway. Pardon me, excuse me. Just went down the wrong way. Okay, now we've got a little bit of a there's a little bit of problem with my D pawn coming up. So I could just play the move like here. I've played Knight B6 before, but I found that that doesn't seem to serve me so well, although it does free up the bishop from having to defend the pawn from the queen on b3 attacking it. So this has its advantages, but it also has its disadvantages. So here I just do something a wee bit tricky again. I just lift the knight. Okay, so that if queen takes pawn, thinking after king h8, then pawn takes knight, etc. for white, I instead play knight f7, and then for a couple of pawns I get a piece. Okay, so that's what my thinking is on that. So my opponent plays the main line, which is de5. Now I get the opportunity, of course, to defend my d pawn by moving my black squared bishop to c5. I could go to e7 too. I go to c5. Now notice that bishop e4 does not win a piece for nothing, even though the king's on g8, I still think, because I can take with the f pawn, not the d pawn, because it would be check. So after bishop c5 came this move. Now I've thought about this, and I had written down this analysis for myself. Queen e7, I thought this is quite cute, but it's not very good, because I got some sort of thought in my mind to say that the queen can run back here, and then I can do other things. I'm not sure how my mind worked here, but I just thought, oh, that's pretty cool. But then here we have got a win of the queen for 2 pieces at most, and the pawn that they've captured. So here is a win of the queen. Quite fun, isn't it? Quite cool. The queen's got nowhere to go. There are moves for white here, but they serve no real purpose, because they just take the bishop with the knight, and still the queen is looking frail to black's bishop on e6, and also the bishop on c5. So that's just some nonsense analysis. But anyway, here I play king h8. So I don't have to worry about the queen putting this d pawn on d5. So rook c1 comes along, rook a c1, and so I play b6, thinking, well, that's one of my wee little problems in this, is I want to be able to move my bishop out, and at the same time I want to move my queen out too off the back cush. So here comes rook c d1. Now obviously white cannot play rook f d1 because of bishop f2 check or knight f2 nonsense. Now this is probably the most annoying for white to me, if that was the case, which it isn't. And here we would have this possibility. Who knows what the consequences are going to be of this? Well, we could do this. Can't we? Nope. It's fun, isn't it? Where's the king? The king's there, and it's lost game for black. Anyway, that's just a bit of nonsense. I'd take every day with the bishop on f2, bishop to f2 here. So here we got the main line, which is rook c d1, bishop e6. Now obviously if this takes here, new variation, I can take here. Why? Because I can't take here because it's pinned with the rook, and so I just lose my queen for the rook. So I can take here, and all of a sudden I'm attacking these 2 pieces, this one and this one, with the pawn to the knight on f3, and I'm attacking the rook on, is attacking on f4. Black would have to probably meet this move, so that would be alright to a certain extent, but a different game. So now came this surprising move actually. Bishop a6 was a bit of a surprising move, and black finds out later that white has actually got a plan with all this movement of the bishop to a6. a3. Wow. Black's going to have to meet possible b4 soon with the pawn. So I just go, well, okay, fine. I could either sit here and have a party, or I can move on and keep moving. Now this is here. I would probably play now this, because what I did play wasn't the greatest, but it was alright still, sort of. And now we've got the move bishop a6 to b7. Now it's pretty trouble in Little China here. But I played g3 with a bit of a sort of a basic sort of idea of the following. Bishop d5. Now everyone can see the next move for black would be gf2. Why not? King h1, and now I finished it off, but really my position's not very good. Probably low. I don't like saying that word, losing. Knight g3. Now this is a cheap shot. Best would be here queen g3, and then I would play queen d5, and the next ideas would be really history. Actually, black is in quite an interesting position here. So probably bishop f4 here. I'm not sure about rook to d5 too much. As if rook d5, take here, and okay, the rook would come into play if the pawn takes on g3. But really, black could, white could hang around here and not do too much, sort of thing. But if hg3, then this is going to be a big problem for white to meet. Even if rook c5 here, then rook h5 is just checkmate, as you can ascertain from the Fritz 11. White played hg3, and the end of the game is what? I haven't put it into the computer yet. I've already shown an element of this is, or let the computer decide. So I'm going to force the move. Checkmate. Okay. Checkmate. Thank you very much for visiting my YouTube channel. I appreciate it. I really like the way it looks now, and I thank you very much for visiting my channel. David Weegenaar, over and out.